Okay, so today we're going to break down something called the Mizhijia Economic Model. It's a system that lays out a path to some pretty serious wealth, all based on what it calls human network economics. We're going to get into its core idea, which is this. Are you building a financial pipeline, or are you just carrying buckets? Let's dive in.
The entire philosophy here really boils down to one simple analogy, and it's a pretty powerful way to think about how you earn money. It just asks you one question. Are you a bucket carrier, constantly trading your time for a paycheck? Or are you a pipeline builder, creating something that works for you?
So the model presents this as a choice, a fundamental choice between two totally different financial lives. It's not just about your job title, it's about the entire mindset you have and the structure you build around your income. First, let's talk about the bucket carrier. The model claims this is basically almost everyone. We're talking 99% of people. The idea is simple, right? You put in the time, you get the money. But if you stop working, the money stops coming. Sure, it can provide for a family, but the model argues that real, true financial freedom is practically impossible this way. But then you've got the pipeline builder. This is the 1% who, according to the model, just think differently. Instead of spending all their energy hauling buckets, they're building a pipeline, a system that keeps generating income even when they're not actively working on it. That's the whole goal, to create what they call pipeline income.
So the big question is, how do you actually build this pipeline? Well, the engine that drives this whole thing is a concept called replication. This is the absolute core mechanic that supposedly makes everything else possible.
And the idea is actually pretty straightforward. Your main job is to find 3 dedicated partners. That's it. Then your next job is to teach them to do the exact same thing, to go out and find their own 3 partners. This process is just meant to be copied over and over again, creating this massive exponential growth. And you can see here how that growth is supposed to work. It starts small, right? Just you and 3 other people. But once that duplication kicks in, the numbers start to multiply like crazy. It goes from 3 people to 9 to 27, and it just keeps going. Now, this right here is probably the model's most powerful claim. It argues that you get credited for the value generated by every single person in your network. 100% of it. No reductions, no matter how many levels deep they are. This idea of infinite, undiminished returns is absolutely key to the massive numbers this model promises.
So what's the price of admission to get started? Let's break down the initial investment you have to make to open up what the model calls your node and start building this thing. Okay, so the entry point is a one-time investment of $3,000. According to them, this is the only capital you ever need to put in to get the ball rolling. And the model is very careful to point out what this is and what it isn't. This is not a stock purchase. For that $3,000, you get 2 things. First, a full set of their health products. And second, your official business qualification, which lets you participate in the system for 1 year. All right, so the investment is covered. Now we get to the promise, the potential income. The model lays out 2 main ways to get paid. And as you're about to see, the numbers they present are, well, they're pretty significant. The first income stream is called the team reward. You can think of this as the direct payout you get from all the activity and product volume that's happening inside the network you build. This is your base income, but it does have a limit. And that limit is just over 1.09 million US dollars a year. So the absolute maximum you can make from this first stream is capped right there. It's a huge number, for sure. But they present this as just the foundation, not the ceiling. Because then you have the second income stream. This is the leadership bonus. And this is where the potential earnings just explode. Because unlike the team reward, this bonus is completely 100% uncapped. So if it's uncapped, what's the potential? Well, based on the math of a perfect, fully duplicated network, the potential payout for this leadership bonus is stated as a jaw-dropping 182 million US dollars. Just to put that in perspective, the potential of that uncapped bonus is over 167 times bigger than that already massive $1 million team reward. This is really where the model's claim to life-altering wealth comes from. So, after laying out the mechanics and hitting you with those huge potential returns, the presentation finishes with a very direct call to action. It frames this whole thing as a decision you have to make right now. And the core pitch is all about urgency. The argument is that you have to lock in your position, your node, in the network immediately. they create this fear of missing out, What if some superstar performer joins tomorrow? You'd want them below you in your network, not above you, where you're in theirs.
And ultimately, the presenter argues that this system isn't really about selling health items at all. When they're asked what the product is, the answer they give is freedom. They break it down into freedom for your body through health, freedom for your wealth, and even freedom for your spirit.
And it leaves the audience with this powerful final choice. Are you going to be a spectator on the shore, just watching this ship of opportunity sail by? Or are you going to climb aboard, become a captain, and take the helm of your own financial destiny? So, what do we make of all this? Is the Mizhijia model some kind of revolutionary blueprint for financial freedom? A totally new way of leveraging networks? Or is it a really high-stakes game where success depends on perfect, exponential growth that's almost impossible in the real world? The model promises a pipeline to wealth, but the crucial question remains, how many people can actually build one?